I'm trying to complete all government agency missions in GTA 5 Online. That includes every LSPD, FIB and IAA missions. Each of the divisions has their own difficulty, but I have to do it from level 1 and finish them all in 24 hours. I hope. Usually I make this kind of video without having to stress out about this, or this, or this. But this time, this is a whole different experience. My skill and patience are gonna get tested in this video. But are these missions even worth the effort? Well, I don't know. Probably not. I'm making this script without finishing the video just yet, but I'm gonna hold your hands right now and let's walk through these dangerous trenches of crimes as a government agent in Los Santos. Starting fresh with a new character, I pick up the enhanced version, which is something I shouldn't do by the way, but I got 4 millions right away and I'm forced to spend most of it to build my starting kit. I pick gun running and choose the closest bunker I could find, some weapons, and some cars including the Kuruma. After creating my character basically the most default looking guy possible, I proceed to do tutorial where you fight the ballers. But I called 911 instead and let the cops do the work. I'm here to observe and looking at how they perform, I'm pretty convinced that I should join the department to increase some manpower. I headed straight to the bunker to meet Agent 14, our first contact in the IAA. This is the reason why I picked the bunker and he prophesied my fate in this run, which is very much true.
Be in touch. You're a hero!
After finishing the setup, I went to the ammunition to buy some more weapons that I might need in the long run, especially grenades. With all the setups done in just 30 minutes in, we can start joining the first defense department, the LSPD. But my goal is not only completing every missions of these factions, I also need to acquire their respective uniform that somehow you cannot get it at all. So the only way I could get is from doing the glitch. There's a specific game mode called the Last Man Standing that allows you to play as a cop against the criminals, but I need to get to the Rockstar Social Club and bookmark that specific job, Cops and Crooks Classic. Yeah, so I gotta pause the timer for a bit, quit the game, bookmark and came back. Now the glitch presents one big issue. It requires at least 2 players. And you know what? Everyone doesn't give a shit about this mod. And even if they did, they also want the outfit. So in order to get to the police uniform, you have to be on the interceptor team. And what happened if they didn't get to the team? They left. Yeah, I spent a good amount of time here. I almost gave up on getting the uniform until I have a very bright idea. I have another account, so I'm gonna use that with my other PC. As soon as I get in, I quickly open up the interaction menu and equip an accessory. Doesn't matter what it is, just equip one and quit the game using the phone. And voila! I'm a certified LSPD officer. That's right, almost 20 minutes spent on this roleplay scenario. With my new LSPD uniform, I'm still unable to do a basic dispatch work as I don't have a cop car. So I meet Vince Evanberger for a side hustle. The LSPD is so corrupt that I have to get my own police car with my own money. But I feel very lucky to play GTA as a new player these days since the clock and bell rate is quite easy for low level player and the payout is pretty decent. You get the setup money, get the train, then equipment and getaway vehicle, sabotage the place, and proceed to the finale. A couple things to point out, after getting all the codes, I have to find 3 computers that will give you the code. In this part, enemies will keep spawning until I open the case, so be careful, alright? Keep your weapon ready after acquiring the code. Now for escaping these corrupt cops. I just go to the garage right away as there are not a lot of enemies, get to the garage and step on it through the train tracks. Easy. After completing the heist, I was expecting a first time bonus, but apparently Rockstar thought 500k was generous enough already. I thought this was a bug, so I continue with my playthrough. But spoiler alert, I never get the first time bonus. After finishing with Vince, there's a supposed to be 48 minutes cooldown, so I made a quick stop at the casino to try my luck on the wheel. Somehow, I actually won a vehicle. Nothing special though, I mean I got like 2 cars on my previous video. But still though, the only time the RNG have smiled upon me. Since I was already out, I stopped by the music locker to meet Miguel Madrazo. He doesn't directly connect to the government missions outside of being in the watch list, but I sat through his family drama monologue to get access to the submarine, which might become useful later. Again, spoiler alert, I didn't buy the submarine. Also, apparently in enhanced version, you get a free high-end apartment, so thanks to that as well. Between major activities, I started doing some smaller events around Los Santos that could reasonably count as law enforcement work. I recovered forged documents from gang members and began investigating Solomon's stolen props because apparently LSPD wasn't competent enough to find them. Other times I show people what this badge can do to them, in a good way obviously. Now because I didn't plan anything for this run, I just realized I made a crucial mistake. Kind of. Apparently the cooldown for clock and bell rate is an hour and in the meantime, I really don't have any options to get more money. Yes, I clean up gang territories and collecting Solomon's movie prop, but they gave me very little reward that actually wasn't worth the effort. Almost 5 hours in and I still don't have enough money to buy a cop car, so while waiting for the cooldown, I went to the flight school. On my last video, I did terrible in almost every missions, but this video is proof that I'm good at flying. Gold medal all the way through. Except a few missions, and actually I didn't finish the last 2 missions as I have to go back to the Clockenbell raid for the good money. But I got around 150k for all of that, not bad. With time becoming a concern, I need to change my approach. The original plan of completing every mission in sequence clearly wasn't going to work with these cooldowns. So I decided to focus on increasing my income source. And by that, it's time to trade the badge for something with more opportunities. The FIB might not pay better on paper, but they have opened up an entirely new money-making method that the LSPD doesn't have access to. I think it would be a wise decision to join the FIB. I'll come back to the dispatch work later. As for now, I purchased a garment factory as this is where the operation is running, but before doing any FIB work, I need a proper uniform. For the FIB look, I just needed a few specific clothing items from regular stores, a navy track jacket, and a blue shirt. The final touch was the FIB logo, which isn't available in regular stores. The solution? Joining a crew that has the FIB emblem. There we go, found one after a quick search and applied their emblem to my jacket. Compared to the FIB personnel that exists within the game, you might notice the belt and a few differences in the jacket design, but if you want an FIB, we have an FIB at home. There's actually a badge you can get, but that requires a glitch and also you have to do the casino heist as well, so yeah, later on. So finally, I got into the FIB division and met Jody Marshall and Pavel. Well, technically she's an ex-FIB member, but it's like working behind the curtain kind of stuff because of how corrupt the FIB can be, just like with the LSPD before. Alright, there are only 4 FIB files and each file gives you 3 different missions as a setups. It's like a mini heist, and the best part, we can access these missions remotely, so I don't have to get back to the garment factory to start one. First missions I pick is the brute force file, which focuses on stealing military technology from Fort Zancudo. The prep work involves stealing armor plating from a Meriwether facility. I have to go out on this one as Meriwether always implement the shoot on sight policies very religiously. The second thing I did is acquiring a military transport vehicle that involves me killing every military personnel. This is a top secret FIB mission. Collateral is always necessary. The last one is getting an override key from Jody's contact at Music Locker. And yes, you have to pay to enter. Now as I remember, the contact always stays in the bathroom, but it's pretty straightforward. The finale takes you into Fort Zancudo's underground facility, a location I never knew existed. The real challenge here is getting through the base undetected, as going loud means dealing with the entire military force, but that's not a problem to be honest. Go guns blazing, still pretty easy until you encounter the Juggernaut. In my case, I don't know what happened, but he's pretty weak against grenades, so that's that. I took the Scarab, made my way to the buyer, and we're done. I got around 300k because this is a priority file, but I didn't get the bonus because I got detected along the way. Playing as the FIB is by far the fastest and easiest missions to complete, as they only have like 5 minutes cooldown between files. I took my time to prepare my upcoming challenges by upgrading my weapon to Mark II variants. Next mission, my favorite one, the Black Box file. This one has you targeting a downed IAA aircraft that crashed somewhere in Blaine County. The setup missions have you gathering equipment such as hacking device from a hacker? IAA? I don't know who these people are, but I need a device in the control tower to reroute the plane. Next is stealing a Tula that is in the middle of ocean. I gotta be careful because these guys has an accuracy like John Wick, bro. Yes, another John Wick jokes in this video. Alright, got the plane, shoot everything down. Remember guys, collateral is always necessary. For the finale, I have to somehow catch up with the cargo plane and hack it while getting shot by the chopper. I also have to counter the jets as well, but because I'm a professional killer back in the day, it's not an issue juking these amateurs. I follow to the crash site and dive down to the LMOC to look for the black box. After that, I got saved by Jody's contact, and for the first time ever, I don't have to make my way to lose these corrupt agents because an NPC drives me to safety. Along the way, I killed a bunch of IAA members, but hey, for the sake of America, sacrifice has to be made. I got paid and jumped into the next operation right away. The Fine Art file, where you are tasked with recovering a stolen artwork. This one is interesting because the finale can have different primary targets each time you play it. The setup missions have you stealing an EMP device, which is pretty straightforward, acquiring a helicopter, which can be hard as the hangar is heavily guarded, but it's still not as much of an issue, so that's done. And the last one is scanning the guy with a drone. The finale is by far the easiest to pull. You go in, kill everyone, and steal the artwork. I don't know why, I don't like the word steal as this is a covert operations. Acquire would be a suitable word for that. Once I clean up all the cabinet, I made my way back using what's available vehicle there and got paid. The last one is the bank job file, which has you hacking into Maze Bank's secret slush fund. The prep missions involves controlling the RC Bandito, pretty cute to be honest. Drop that thing inside the truck and the rest isn't gonna be as cute as this one. Get the thermal charges right after slaughtering the entire private military regiment, and steal, yes, another stealing involved, an encryption bypass in an apartment. After that, the agent showed up and killed him. Took a quick snap, this could be taken as evidence, but whatever. And the finale is about Project Breakaway. What is that? Basically a slush fund recorded on every single divisions in the United States. The LSPD, the IAA, the FIB, ATF, whatever. So I went there, do the kamikaze to this gas tank, took the file, including all the hard drives available there, and get out. And with that, I finished every single FIB missions in the game. It's still under 10 hours and I still got much time. After sweating through the entire Clock and Bell heist, Rockstar servers decided that it was a perfect time to crash. And the thing that really pissed me off is I didn't get the money. But nah, I won't let this slide. I went to the support website and I want my money back. After a few minutes break, I went back in and got my money back. That's exactly what I want. Alright, I still got not enough money to buy a police car, which is crazy considering how much time we have spent already. Therefore, it's time for the final promotion, joining the IAA. These weirdos might be paranoid and morally flexible, but their operations pay serious cash. And also possess more challenge compared to the FIB and LSPD. This is where I crash out.
Alright, let's get you sworn in. Raise your right hand. I do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States, as interpreted by my immediate superiors in the IAA. My duties may include interrogation, phone tapping, suppressing reports, inventing reports, paying bribes, taking bribes, the trafficking of drugs and arms, the misappropriation of funds, and lying to the American people whenever strategically necessary. So help me God.
Originally, I planned to get all the 3 outfits, but I decided to skip the IAA outfit glitch since the ULP missions actually force you to wear one during operations. This brings us to the Operation Paper Trail by Agent ULP. There are 6 missions in total and overall it's on medium to hard difficulty along the way. A couple early missions are pretty straightforward and I can just make my way through them. I have to sneak in into the FIB building, kill some of my ex-co-workers because if not, it's gonna be a lot of troubles coming. Remember, collateral is always necessary. Yeah, I don't know how many times I say that. The rest of the data can be found inside the warehouse and that's done. Now before we continue to the second missions, I try to acquire the IAA badge. Little did I know, this is the hardest glitch to pull. There are 2 methods of doing this. The first one I tried is using the timeout method. That obviously didn't work. But because I wasted too much time, I quit the glitch for now and continue with the mission. Second mission is full of hacking activities until I got trapped inside an apartment. They leak a full gallon of Nova 6 chamber gas that filled the entire room. Instead of having my skin melted down or bleeding eyes, I just passed out. And then I woke up inside a van with a bomb that I need to defuse. They called me a hacker man back in the day, so that's not a problem for me. After defusing, I took the van and escaped. Third mission is a rescue mission. They took someone called Agent Johnson. By tracking her GPS through her car, we can find her location. I don't know why her car should be a lowrider, but hey, people got different tastes. So there are a few possible locations, but she always gonna be in the Blaine County, caught in the middle of the crossfire. I ditch her car and get my kuruma so I can extract her without any risk of getting shot.
2 groups of hostiles. Cartel soldiers, possible links to Maricopa Grande.
Fourth mission is by far the longest one. The goal is very simple, to destroy all jammers and find a specific van. However, there are 5 jammers and all of them on the top of the building, heavily guarded by Duggan's enforcements. I died once, so that might contribute to the time stretch as well. Once I got the van, the only thing I do is deliver it. Mission number 5. Used to be very challenging back in the day, but all I have to do is guns blazing the entire squad and take cover when needed. Also, by having snacks and body armor in quick slot helps a lot in daring times like this. Duggan is on the top of the building and once you step foot on the rooftop, he will always flee to a specific location. But don't worry, I'm still catching up with him and eventually kill him. Okay, a little bit of clarification here. My plan was to play all the ULP missions at the end of the video since my intention was playing according to the right timeline. But, oh well, a lot of issues including the time and money, so yeah, gotta play these ones first. Now before playing the last mission, which is the hardest and the creepiest one, I go back to the garment factory to stock up. Now the reason why I bought the building is not only about the FIB missions, but also the weapon upgrades. I needed the Mark II variants with upgraded bullets. However, I forgot the magazine upgrades are only available if I do a bunker research, which is something I didn't think about. So I wasted a bunch of money. But that's fine, honestly. Nothing bad with having more guns, right? It's fine. I don't need the weapon anyway. So, jumping to the last mission, the cleanup. ULP sends you to Mount Chiliad where you need to infiltrate Avon's silo that has been abandoned since his death. Inside is pitch black, so I need to use my flashlight to navigate. The first objective is finding the manual override to restore the power to facility. While looking for the fuses, there are a few creepy juggernauts in idle positions that need to be put down because, like in every horror movies, they will eventually wake up at some point. To minimize the juggernaut spawning, I also placed some proximity mines around some entrances. Well, I don't know exactly where they spawn on the ground floor, but this will kill at least one of them. Okay, now retrieve the first data. Everything is fine. But after the second data, this is where the challenge begins. It triggers the proximity mines, that means that my plan works. But of course, it's not gonna be easy afterwards. I still have to find a way to deal with the remaining juggernauts. So the first thing I need to do is locate the juggernaut on second floor. It's really hard since I don't know which stairs these guys were taking. Sometimes I found a few peephole where I can just take them out without issue, but it still takes a lot of time to figure out which spot is actually out of their line of shot. After that, I try to make my way back to where I came in. There are still a few juggernauts along the way, but they're not near as threatening as the one in the server room. And also because I died previously, the dead juggernauts in the hallway got spawned back. So yeah, I can just like shoot my way out. But yeah, all I need to do is just shoot my way through, and once I got out, jump down and everything is finished. To be honest, all these missions doesn't give you good money, I tell you that, but at least one IAA task is now completed.
It's been a pleasure working with you, Agent.
You serious?
Another IAA missions requires me to buy a facility, so I'll be in touch with Lester for future opportunities. However, what I'm doing right now is something different. The Fleecer job. Whoa, hold on. Am I becoming a bank robber now? No, guys, you misunderstood me. This is a smoke and mirror operations conducted by the IAA agent, that is me. You'll understand this later. Also, because I cannot show people that I'm working with the IAA just like Cobra Bubbles over here, that means I cannot wear any IAA badge or their outfit. This is for the sake of concealing my identity, not because I failed at doing the glitch multiple times. Yeah, that didn't happen obviously. Our contact is from Lester as for now, so my job is to rob a bank. But that's not entirely the challenge. The challenge is, as you guys know it already, it's the public lobby, and I have to finish the job with random players from now on. I cannot believe I'm saying this, but GTA servers are as bad as 10 years ago, and so does the players. Even for Fleecer, which is the first and easiest heist of all time, and yet a bunch of these idiots are managed to screw this over. As this is my first time doing the heist, there's also an unskippable tutorial that contributes to my time loss, along with this dumb fuck that never finished the phone minigame, but whatever. I still managed to finish the whole thing with a good player after that, without killing anyone. See, I'm a good agent, and sometimes we can minimize collateral. But the griefing tendency lies between everyone. I cannot trust anyone in this lobby. I have 8 hours left to complete all IAA missions, and I have 8 hours to play with the most retarded player in the world. I don't think it's possible to finish the rest. After finishing with Fleecer job, there will be around an hour cooldown, so in the meantime, I'll do what's necessary for money grind, and perhaps some Doomsday Heist as well, because the world is apparently ending. We just didn't know yet, and this is the job for International Affair Agency to put a stop on this, without having to cause a mass panic to local civilians. Meet Avon Hertz. He's supposed to be dead right now, but the timeline is kinda messed up, so whatever. He's gonna help us solving the world-ending issues. Speaking about setups, the Doomsday setup can be done in free mode lobby, but still, I could use some help, especially when getting these deluxos. 4 of them. As I said before, the IAA contact will come right after finishing the Fleecer job, and that is Agent 14. It's been a hot minute, man. Sorry, I couldn't wear an IAA badge right now, not because I failed at doing the glitch, but because this is more of a covert operations. That means I couldn't show my identity. Okay, Prison Break requires 4 people for the run. All the 4 of us have different roles, so we gotta know what we are doing. But I'm getting ahead of myself. The first setup missions is getting the plane. Of course, I trust myself more to be the pilot other than these people, and that shows. I mean, without the Kuruma, I can understand the stress under heavy fire, but you should be able to take care of yourself at this point. Luckily, second attempt was a success, so that was probably a mistake of one of the crew. They seems pretty decent. To avoid getting shot right after the mission, I quickly changed to a different lobby, but the consequences might lead to me forming a different team. Sorry, it was a muscle memory to run away from the suspectable grifter and also to save time. But I guess this is my lucky day because these people are really good as well. It's almost I didn't do anything and just let them escape by taking all the cops to chase me. Thank you guys. I bid them farewell because only one guy followed me to the next mission. And this one I have to play as a cop once more. Ah, the good old days. Never mind, because they left the lobby. See, this is one of the issues that always persists since years ago, and this is very common when it comes to low-level player. I don't want to discriminate, but I will kick everyone under level 40 at this moment. Alright, after a few minutes I assemble a new team with HB, yeah I called him HB, joining the team again. Playing as a cop is nothing new, so as soon as I got the cop car, finally, but unfortunately only for this mission, I act like one of the cops to get the schedule, which is very easy because, you know, I'm a real cop. Now I just wish the other team did well because HB over here really took his time to do... I don't know what he's doing, but destroying the cop car took some time. But it's done, so thank God. Now before doing this run, I did a little Doomsday practice off stream because I never completed that heist in my life if you didn't know. So this is my first time playing and it's not even finished yet. During the practice session, I met a really good player, Akel Forsmeh. Might not be the right way to say his name, but he really helped me for some time. I added a guy with this account and I really hope he can help me in this heist because, you know, I got a bad feeling about this honestly. But Akel didn't read nor accept my message. As an agent in the field, I always work solo, but now, because I'm forced to partner with random people, I just hope that they know what they're doing, okay? Killing a lawyer is nothing new and it was done in a blink of an eye. These people are good and I really want to say thank you to every single one of them, but apparently most of them cannot be invited once we are done with the missions. I can only pray at times like this as I don't have much time left. The day has come. The IAA agents are tasked to break Professor Maxim Reshkovsky out of the prison. The team assembled to 4 different roles, and since I'm the lowest rank out of the 4, I have to place myself in a spot where I don't get shot that often. And that role is the pilot. My job is very simple. I just need to take the vellum and wait for the team to break the professor out, and then I need to find a rendezvous point to pick them up. The issue with this mission is that I have to pour all my trust to these people that I don't know. They seems to be legit players and not a cheater without experience, and surprisingly they also trusted me as well. The demolition guy was supposed to protect me in the original instructions, but he knows I can avoid the jet myself, and instead, he went to help the escort team. This is the ideal team. After a while, they managed to escape and we met at the Sandy Shores airfield. I have to land prior before they reach the location so we can just skedaddle right away. It was a very much smooth sailing, and after escaping the cops, we all jump out, parachuting and escape. It was an almost perfect execution. I said almost because we didn't get the Mastermind challenge, but it doesn't matter, it's still a great run. As I wait for the cooldown, I tackled some of the Doomsday prep. Now, it's a bit complicated when it comes to doing the Doomsday Heist. They have a pre-setup prep before the setup mission. That's what I'm doing with the ambulance and the Deluxos. You know, it's really funny that you need 4 people to tackle a single heist, but when the world is ending, they only requires 2 people to stop it. Jumping to the Doomsday prep while waiting for the next operations. I gotta infiltrate a morgue to get the data that is so valuable that the person who died hid the data inside his butthole. But of course, the data was already extracted to a laptop, so I got that.
They harvested it. Is it dead, agents?
I don't know what happened out there, but my partner just did something stupid, and yeah, I just knew it. So the whole operation was busted, and I have to go out on this mission. Well, despite I had to do it myself, I still managed to get out alive and complete the mission. But let's not do that again. Finding players for the Doomsday is much more easier than regular heists, however, to find a good player is still a rare find. My next mission, which is the Signal Intercept, was a total nightmare. I know this isn't an easy mission and we're quite vulnerable through the entire time while driving the Deluxo, but yes, I can tolerate the first failure, but not the second and let alone the third. At this moment, player seems to unable to join and leave right away as soon as the prep starts, making me losing more time. I spent a lot of time and most of it caused by these dumb idiots that's really speeding up the cooldown time. So I gave up with the prep for now and let's go back to the last intense IAA missions. The Humane Labs. This is Agent 14's operations to infiltrate Humane Labs and steal data about nerf agents or something. Now I'm super confident it's gonna be all good because we have John Wick himself in our team. We meet up with another IAA agent that possesses the access code for Humane Labs, that is Karen Daniels. As usual, the peaceful meetup was interrupted by my former co-workers, the FIB. With many experience in the field, this isn't a problem at all and we have John Wick with me. So bloodshed with no casualties on my side is a guarantee. Once the wave of FIB losers is over, I took the car and left. And that's when one of us died. After we made some more mistakes, including me as well, and so after a few attempts, we managed to finish it. It really makes my stomach roll up to see I only have 4 hours left as this isn't seems to go well. It took some time to find 4 players, even harder than before, and to find even decent player is another issue as well. My favorite mission, the EMP, has turned into a disaster because of these dumbasses. Not all of them of course, but man, there's always something to ruin the run. But I guess you guys already had the picture what I'm going through. I don't want to beat around the bush, I think I already complained enough. But I did finish the rest of the setup, like getting the Valkyrie and delivering the EMP. Now, it's time for the finale. I took a look at my friend list and looks like Akel accepted my friend request, and so I invited him to join the finale. I thought my day of suffering had come to an end, but oh boy, how wrong I was. Human Raid has one of the easiest finale in my opinion, and people still tend to mess things up. I don't want to completely blame the other guy, but I did contribute to that, but it was just out of my mistake, but not my stupidity. Also, remember at the beginning I said I shouldn't play in enhanced version? Yeah, because in this version of GTA, you are unable to chat in-game and you forced to message the player via social club if you want to talk to them. That is the worst changes Rockstar has ever did, because it really troubles me to communicate with other players. Yes, it removed some of the toxicity of this game, but honestly, the changes deals more harm than good. Some people aren't bad at this game, but they just need a little guidance through the heist and all good. But okay, enough complaining. It's gonna be alright, right? If I cannot beat the rest, at least please let me finish this one heist. With Akel now come to my aid, and after I remove all those nasty players, we're gonna be able to finish this. So Akel suggested to be the pilot while I'm still gonna be operating as the ground team. We managed to successfully jump out of the chopper and land without any issue. Now, actually having an EMP doesn't really change much as the enemies still have eyes on us. But it was very easy to just spray everyone along the way and finally made my way to the computer. Once I got the data, we made our way to escape the lab by swimming through the drainage tunnel. Everything went according to plan, but when I stepped foot on the beach, I noticed something was off. Akel was away from the chopper, which is a very unusual thing to do. Then we got into the chopper and fly offs, but the gunner was nowhere to be found. And Akel kind of fly to the opposite direction. He told me the guy trying to shoot him, and so I think, oh man, not again. I know someone with a bunch of numbers on their name tends to do some sketchy shit. He just drive around without directions, but thank God once again that he finally willing to cooperate and finish the job. I also got the first time bonuses for all the heists I did, but it doesn't matter when I only have like 30 minutes left. I failed the run, and this is the end of it. Or so I thought. Since me and Akel has been playing a lot, he actually asked me to finish the Doomsday Heist as well. So I finished the setup with just the 2 of us. Just so you know, Akel really loves using the RPG. The server farm mission could be hard, but we verified the server without issues and quickly made our way up there. I can take care of myself, but I can say I'm not as good as Akel when it comes to shooting rockets, so I proceed slowly but surely. Outside is much more crowded and more difficult than I remember, but that's probably because my level was low. I got reinforced snacks in my pocket, so I gotta eat whenever I get a chance, and I made sure to provide supporting fire when needed. That was a perfect execution. Unfortunately, Akel has some business to attend to, so I have to continue by myself and some random players again. For the Act 1 finale, there wasn't any unique objectives, but rather a classic robust way to force our way to enter one of the IAA facilities that somehow got invaded by the Russians. It was a hard mission to pull back in the day, and I understand if we had to die a few times. But as I experience it again, I don't think it's as hard as it was before. The mission ended with us pulling out the satellite ground weapon and destroy everything. the world is coming to an end, and I need my most trusted companion by my side, so I wait for him. While waiting, I did a pre-set up missions like getting a police van, or killing the gang members for intel, or create a massive riot. I mean, yeah, this is a massive, I know. And then steal a riot van. After a while, he came back. And just in the right time, because I need help to collect these Stormbergs in the city and then proceed to get the final piece of the puzzle, and that is the ECU. Oh wait, did I say the final piece of the puzzle? No, we still have to do the setup missions. Now that I think of it, it really took a while, huh? One of them is actually getting the Avenger. This setup mission is honestly so annoying because I don't have the thermal scope and they cut the light right after we're inside. But okay, I died once, so I just wait on the side of the hangar and only provide support when I have a clean sight of any of these foul-mouthed soldiers. The other setup is saving ULP from the Russians, which is supposed to be very easy, but Akel has his own way and he didn't trust me to not die. So he told me to wait here. Kinda funny, but I know he gets the job done. The last one is to get a bunch of data from burning vans. We did fail once just because we ran out of time, but it was a hiccup on his side though, not mine. It's okay bro, take your time. Finally, we can tackle the finale with only the two of us. The Bogdan problem. Two roles. Submarine team and air support team. I'm going as the submarine team and use the Stormbergs to take down the convoy. The Stormbergs has a unique tracking when it comes to their missiles. It's so precise and I love it so much. My target is deep under the sea and it's not the Little Mermaid, but instead it's a big Russian submarine that is surrounded with mines. Once I destroyed all the mines, I got in, killed everyone except Bogdan himself. With all the awkward conversations going, the course is changing from hunting down Bogdan to hunting down Avon, because he's the bad guy that wants to destroy the world or something. I escape by swimming to the jet ski provided by Akel himself and proceed to fly the buzzard because we're getting chased to our deaths by Avon's guy. I don't know how he got a bunch of his people, but let us do the job for him. We also collected the Avenger and escaped while still getting chased by the remaining goons Avon's had left. It's one of my favorite heists to be honest, and it's not hard as well. Akel is once again has to go because he had another important business to attend to, but mostly because he said the cooldown would be 48 minutes and it's too long to wait, which is understandable. So I used this time to try the IAA outfit glitch, but with method number 2. This one requires me to use a stun race playlist and start the ULP missions at the same time, but I don't want to waste your time listening to me explain this failed glitch. Yeah, I don't know why, but this will be my last time trying to get the outfit. We're moving to Act 3, the final one. But also the hardest one. Akel is nowhere to be found and it's been a few days already, so we're back to dealing with randos. Not only that, but I feel the prep missions also quite troublesome. Like the Chernobog got stuck on the trees, having to face Juggernaut. Oh, actually this one is surprisingly easy. I cannot seem to make my mind of what just happened, but the Juggernaut just died super fast. I got lucky teaming up with the pros. But then, I faced the longest missions of the entire game. So the plan was to escort ULP to his hideout or something by providing defensive actions from the Chernobog. The other player actually used a jet to help me because the Chernobog can only be operated with 2 people and can only shoot while on stationary. That is very annoying and realistic at the same time. But the problem lays on how slow ULP fly the chopper, like, oh my goodness bro. At times like this, I wish Akel was with me, but I need to be independent. Well, not really since we need at least 2 players, right? But this guy, Jonathan, was kind enough to help me in a few missions. He's a competent individual though, that operates the Chernobog missiles and helped me get through this hell of a mission, and the next one as well, where we destroyed the entire Avon's army in Sandy Shores and also stole the Kanjali tank. Unlike with Akel, we don't communicate much, but he knows what to do and he understands me pretty well, I think. However, the next setup can only be done after doing the free mode prep, so I did that by myself. Destroying the jet and recovered the module, but this took a while and once I'm ready to do the setup, Jonathan is gone already. He cannot be invited and he didn't reply my message. I ended up going solo again. The volatile mission was alright though. I mean, these people don't mess around and actually destroy the satellite with precise carpet bombing from the plane. I'm actually the one that didn't do anything. And this is it. 30 hours to reach the final of this world-ending terror, and Akel is still MIA. But I spent too much time already, so I have to go without him. I'm sorry Akel, but the world needs me. I did invited some players that previously helped me, but they also unavailable. So I formed a team of 2 more random people. We met up to a location and picked Kanjali as our transport vehicle to Avon's missile silo. Now this is my first time to reach this point of Doomsday Heist, so right after entering the silo and killing the Juggernaut, this turns into a blind playthrough. I have no idea where to go, but the least I can do is staying alive. That wasn't going well at some point. We need to enter the main hall that is guarded in almost every direction, including the second floor. We managed to push through on the first attempt, but then my keyboard decided to fuck me up and keep changing weapons until I got killed. Not only that, but now we're having issues to even get to the stairs. The run turned sour and eventually they had enough and left. I gotta start from the very beginning again, and even from the part of looking for decent players to join until I met these guys, Valkyrie Eternal and Kekin. Valkyrie is also a member of LSPD, my ex-co-worker. With these guys we proceed to redo the missions and they really tackled the whole thing perfectly. We didn't die a single time and it was so fast that I kinda feel like I got left behind a little bit. We reached the server room and was surrounded by Avon's people previously and managed to stand our ground while hacking in. We destroyed Cleaver's mobile servers using the uplink cannon or whatever that thing is, and then rushed my way to catch up with Avon. This place looked like a maze and I almost lost, but fortunately I found my way to meet up with them. We took the rest of the jetpacks there and killed Avon. We saved the world, and surprisingly we also achieved the criminal challenge as well. This is a big win, even though we passed 24 hours already. With the amount of money I got from saving the world, I have a new goal to keep justice in this world. Well, at least in Los Santos. I bought a new police car and I realized this all come full circle. I started as a cop and I'll be ending it as a cop. I got the outfit once more and proceed to bring justice to the city. There are 6 missions in total and I got lucky the mission happens back to back because they're supposed to be random, but I took that as granted. My favorite ones is a taco van. Not because they slaughtered a bunch of people in the interceptions process and resulting a bunch of collateral, but it has a cop chasing moment. I think it's pretty cool. And that's it. 34 hours of government service completed. Did I finish everything I planned? No. Did I make all the money I wanted? Kinda. I still got 10 millions, but in 34 hours? That's a big yikes, man. But you know what I did get? Some friends who stuck with me through the worst heist attempts in GTA history. Someone who didn't rage quit and actually knew what they were doing, and somehow made this whole chaotic mess worth it. Sometimes the real treasure isn't the government paychecks we earn along the way, it's the people who suffer through the terrible gameplay with you. I did message some of them to say thank you and hopefully next time we can jump into another heist together.